have a very high tolerance to weed. I can smoke massive amounts of weed all the time. I now act, walk, and talk as if I now have an extremely high tolerance to weed. Weed barely affects me. I can smoke more and more weed every second of every day, all of a sudden now. I now have a very high weed tolerance. I am so happy and grateful now that I can now out-smoke my friends. I can out-smoke anybody. I am so happy and grateful now that I can smoke massive amounts of joints and still feel fine. I am so happy and grateful now that I now have an extremely high weed tolerance. My tolerance to weed increases every second of every day, all of the sudden now. Why can I now smoke so much weed all of a sudden now? Why am I now able to smoke more than anybody else can? Why am I now able to outsmoke my friends? I can smoke joint after joint and still feel fine. I can smoke joint after joint and still feel absolutely okay to smoke another joint. I smoke a joint and I suddenly feel like smoking another joint because I now have an extremely high weed tolerance. My tolerance to weed increases every second of every day, all of a sudden now. I now always have the most mellow, chill high. I always have the best high. Why do I now always have the best high when I smoke weed all of a sudden now? Why do I now always feel so calm, chill, mellow, and in a good mood when I smoke weed all of a sudden now? Why am I now able to smoke so much weed all of a sudden now? Why do I now have such a high tolerance to weed? I am blessed, I am grateful because I